How was your experience dating a woman with high libido? My wife of 32 years was thoroughly disinterested in sex. We had full sex about 20 times in those 32 years. Always initiated by me except for the 2 occasions we wanted kids, then she caught first time both times. She would show little pleasure, but would occasionally give me a hand job. I was absolutely convinced women don't like sex, as my wife told me that and society seemed to back it up. She dumped me the day the money stopped rolling in after supporting her for 3 decades. I met a girl after 6 months who was very demure and polite, but let me know in plain language she wanted to jump my bones. I thought that was obviously untrue, because women don't like sex. 2 years on, we are still utterly incapable of keeping our hands off each other. It's an incredible feeling that you are actually attractive to someone and that she feels as horny as you do. We are both polite, sensible middle-aged parents, but we are like teenagers together. She's wanked me off whilst I'm driving and I've made her come through her jeans at the dinner table. Some days we just don't get out of bed, and if we do, we just start again downstairs. I had thought with deep certainty that sex was something men wanted and women tolerated. I'm 54, and exceptionally pleased to find I'm wrong. Almost broke my pelvis. She was also a gym rat and had very developed muscles. She rode me round after round and I thought I felt my pelvic bones break or give. Death by SNU. It was pretty great. She was much older than me and much more experienced, and was also highly orgasmic. I didn't have to do much to get her off. Having a cool, beautiful older woman want sex as much as I did was a huge confidence boost for someone who a few years before was a fat kid that thought he was unfuckable. It was a bit of a come-down when it came to my next partner. Realizing that sex 3 times a day wasn't the norm, and that I don't have a magic cock and actually had to put some effort in for my partner's benefit took some adjusting to. Felt good to be wanted on that level. Morning sex, afternoon sex, and at night she just wanted me in her so she could fall asleep. Wake up to in progress BJs. It ruins you for normal women and women with low libido though. Briefly dated this girl in college who could only be described as a semen demon as every transaction required a receipt. It was great for probably the first 3 months or so, but after a while it began to feel like trying to eat cake every day. It felt like our entire relationship revolved around sex, which I'm sure is a problem 99% of men today would happily have. That first, "you up?" text at midnight was exhilarating, but the 60th, 70th time? Still mildly exhilarating, but it's like I got class at 9 a.m. A midterm to finish studying for, a soccer game tomorrow, other friends I'd like to maintain. In hindsight, better communication, boundaries and more maturity probably could have extended the relationship, but I was 19 living most guys' wildest dream and it was doomed to fail. I'm more of a once-a-week kind of guy. PP got hurt. Mon after 3 rounds of greater than 30 minutes of sex, Peen started feeling sore when erect that I had to sleep alone in the next room. That's more than 1.5 hours of sex and she still wanted more. I missed her loads the year after our breakup, but I got a PS5 now so I'm okay. We're married lol. It's fun at first but it gets tiring. On the weekends, I would try to give my partner a bunch of orgasms in a row so she would get sleepy and nap and I could sneak off and play PlayStation. Guys think they want sex all the time but it's not all it's cracked up to be, especially when you're really trying to put the time in on Bloodborne. Went shopping for new bedsheets more often than we went out for dinner. She admitted to trying to get pregnant. I left that situation. Slite. I feel like a man dying of thirst watching another man drown. It's exhausting. I come home from work? She wants it. Wake up? She wants it. Can't sleep? She wants it. She gets home from work? She wants it. Kiss her goodbye before work? She wants it. I have a pretty mild libido due to a hormone imbalance and being autistic, so I haven't had to initiate in the year we've been together. More just. Agree. I don't even get the chance to get horny anymore. If I thought about getting horny, she's already there and sucking me to get me hard. Coming from a dead bed engagement with a closeted lesbian? It's been a culture shock, but it's been amazing. Knowing that she'll always want it when I want it is great, but other times I'm thankful to be falling asleep in front of the TV because then when we go to bed I can believably say I'm too tired. The idea that having a boner means I must want sex is a frequent problem. I married her. Never felt the same. I feel empty in every relationship now. I felt desired. It encouraged me taking care of myself and everything. I loved it, waking up in the middle of the night and being ready to go together. The connection you feel, it's so passionate. I really miss that, a lot. It was fun at first. Until we couldn't make it through a movie or an episode of a TV show together without her trying to get it on. I thought I could beat the system by doing her just before the movie started. And that worked all of 30 minutes before she wanted it again. The worst part about it was she had very low self-esteem for some reason, so if I refused her she would get so upset, so I basically had to prevent a shit show. It became that we couldn't do anything in private without it being interrupted by sex. And sometimes I actually wanted to do things together.